My coworker sent me a chain email. Now I'm barricaded in my room. The last time I slept through the night was 3 weeks ago. Now I just sit in the dark and wait for the sun, because sleep is a luxury I can't afford. That's when she gets closest. It started with a message from Ren. We'd been friends since college, the kind of bond forged in cheap beer and all-night study sessions that life never quite manages to break. Now, we were just a couple of guys pushing 30, working remote jobs from opposite ends of the country. He was a data architect. I'm a freelance analyst. We mostly talked through a secure messaging app we use for work, sharing memes and complaining about clients. The message came on a Tuesday. It was late, my screen a lonely blue glow in the dark apartment. No greeting, just a subject line. Wargent final review needed. Ren wasn't the type for cryptic messages. He was methodical, precise. This felt off. My cursor hovered over the link he'd sent. Curiosity, that old serpent, uncoiled in my gut. I clicked. My monitor went black. For a second, I thought my graphics card had finally died. I was about to reach for the power button when white text bloomed in the center of the screen, stark and unnervingly crisp. The story is told. The story is heard. Now you carry the final word. Annelise is lonely, you see. She wants a friend to play with thee. For 21 nights you are her game. Survive her rules, extinguish the flame. Or tell the story to 30 more, and she'll find a new friend to adore. The telling has begun. She is coming. The text faded. My desktop reappeared, looking offensively normal. The message from Ren was gone. Not just the link, the entire chat history. Wiped clean. It was more elaborate than the usual internet crap. I figured Ren was beta testing some new ARG or just messing with me. I sent him a new message. Very funny. What the hell was that? No reply. I shrugged it off and went to bed. In hindsight, I should have burned my laptop. That night was the first. I woke up around 3 a.m. to the sound of something falling in the living room. It wasn't a crash, it was a soft, deliberate thud. Then another. I crept out of my bedroom, my heart a clumsy drum against my ribs. The living room was bathed in moonlight from the window. On the floor, face down, was a single framed photo of my parents. It had been on the mantle. As I watched, a second frame, the one of me and my sister as kids, tilted forward and slid off, landing neatly beside the first. A floorboard creaked behind me. I spun around. Nothing. Just shadows and the hum of the refrigerator. Then I heard it. A little girl humming. It was a strange, discordant tune, like a music box playing a song it had forgotten halfway through. I backed away towards the kitchen, fumbling for a light switch. My fingers found the cold plastic and flicked it up. The kitchen light flickered once, twice, then died with a pop. Darkness swallowed the room. The humming was closer now. The air grew cold, raising goosebumps on my arms. Slam. My bedroom door. Slam. The bathroom. Slam. 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 A rapid-fire percussion on my kitchen cabinets, a playful, terrifying rhythm. I was frozen, my mind screaming for a rational explanation. An intruder. A prank. But the sounds were wrong, the movements too fast. A sharp, cold pain flared across my calf. It felt like an ice cube being dragged over my skin, followed by a deeper sting. I cried out and stumbled, catching myself on the counter. A giggle echoed in the dark, thin and sharp like shattering glass. I scrambled backwards, my eyes scanning the darkness. The humming stopped. The only sound was my own ragged breathing. I looked toward the window over the sink, where the faint streetlights cast a pale gray rectangle. She was sitting on the counter, a small silhouette. She was perched there, legs crossed, perfectly still. She looked like a child, maybe 8 or 9, wearing what looked like a faded old-fashioned dress. Her face was a pale oval in the gloom. She tilted her head. "My name is Annelise," she said. Her voice was the humming melody turned into words, a warped, tinny sound. "I want to play a game. Who are you?" "Get out of my house," I managed, my voice a pathetic squeak. Ren didn't want to play either, she pouted. He got boring, always trying to hide. The last game is always the most fun. Her tone was light, but the words landed like stones. Let's play stillness. You just have to stay very, very still. If you move, I get to mark you. She began to hum again, her silhouette unmoving. My brain finally kicked into gear. This was insane, a nightmare, but I wasn't going to stand here and be a plaything for some hallucination. I bolted. I slammed my bedroom door shut and fumbled with the lock. It was a cheap, flimsy thing. I heard her giggle from the kitchen, unhurried. I shoved my heavy oak dresser in front of the door, grunting with the effort. My leg throbbed. I leaned against the dresser, chest heaving. Silence. The apartment was utterly, profoundly quiet. Maybe I'd imagined it, a stress dream. I put my ear to the door, nothing but the frantic pulse in my own head. Tap, 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 tap. Soft, delicate, right on the other side of the door. I jerked back. I wonder where Casimir is, she sang in that music box voice. It's not fun if you don't play fair. I held my breath. Thud. The whole door shuddered. The force of it was impossible for a child. The doorknob rattled violently. This is such a boring hiding spot, Casimir, she sighed, her voice laced with a cruel amusement. It's like you don't even want to try. Living all alone, no one to call, no one to miss you. Maybe you have nothing to stay still for. Her words cut deeper than the thing on my leg. They were true. A cold dread seeped into me. She knew my name. She kicked the door again, a half-hearted thump. I heard her small footsteps walk away, the sound fading down the hall. I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding, my body trembling. I needed to call Ren. I needed to call the police. I was losing my mind. Scree. The sound was right next to my head. A thin, silver point was pushing its way through the solid wood of the door. It wasn't a knife. It looked like an old-fashioned letter opener, twisting slowly, deliberately, splintering the wood. I scrambled away, falling over my own feet. The blade retracted. She giggled. A piercing sound, like metal scraping slate, erupted from my bedroom window. I turned, my blood running cold. Annelise was clinging to the brick on the outside of my second-story window. Her fingers were long and spider-like, digging into the mortar. Her face was pressed against the glass. The pale oval was gone. It was a mask of cracked porcelain, dark lines spiderwebbing across the surface, and her eyes, visible through the cracks, were not human. They were wide, black, and utterly devoid of light. She saw me staring and raised one of her spindly hands, waving slowly. Then she was gone. I didn't move from that spot until the sun came up. In the morning light, I found the cut on my calf. It was a perfectly straight, thin line, as if drawn with a scalpel. It didn't bleed. The next day at work, or what passes for it, I tried Ren. His number was disconnected. An hour of frantic searching online brought me to a small, local news aggregator from his town. A 2-sentence blurb under community incidents. Ren Ishikawa, 29, found dead in his home. The cause was listed as a tragic household accident. That was the first night. It has been a week. She never leaves. Sometimes the torment is small. The milk in my fridge turns to sludge. She whispers my deepest insecurities from dark corners of the room. She rearranges my books into mocking sentences. Other times, it's worse. She plays stillness when I least expect it. In the shower, while I'm cooking, while I'm staring at my screen, each time I flinch, I get a new mark. These clean, bloodless lines now crisscross my arms and legs. They never hurt, not really. They just ache with a cold that goes down to the bone. I haven't slept in days. I sit in my desk chair with all the lights on, a baseball bat in my lap. When I doze off, I wake up with a new mark, or find her standing over me, her cracked face just inches from mine, humming that awful tune. She could kill me. I know she could. Ren's accident is proof of that. But she doesn't. This is a game to her. She's breaking her toy before she discards it. I can't last another 2 weeks. I can't. Then I realized. The curse wasn't in the link. It was in the story. It just needs to be told. The medium doesn't matter. It just needs an audience. It just needs new friends for her to play with. I know this is monstrous, but she's in the room with me now. I can hear her humming. It's getting louder. It's better you than me. So please, understand. By the time you finished reading this, I had no other choice. The story is told. The story is heard. Now you carry the final word. Annelise is lonely, you see. She wants a friend to play with thee. The telling has begun. She is coming.